don't think you realize how truly lucky you are that these three are sitting right here, right now. Because once the customized bin is closed, it doesn't get open until it goes into the customized box.
Look, I could put these two up, but they'd both be every Buffalo fan's favorite player and in the favorite manufacturer of all our fans.
I completely understand. I'm sorry.
So,
Apologies to you as well.
we have options.
Thank you. No, we don't. These are the options.
Next on Ugly Thirds.
Understood. Sorry about that, everybody.
Welcome back, sports fans, to another episode of Ugly Thirds. Today's topic is the Buffalo Sabres feeding stripes. Ramsey John, take it away.
It took hours to come up with that name.
And that's the best we could come up with.
the best we could do.
So,
seeding stripes.
Okay, all right.
But
so
what are we seeding?
We have a new hardware here. That's how intense this is. From best to so we thought like, okay, new content. How can we go back through the teams and talk about things without being redundant? Because we've done the best and worst of every franchise.
Yep.
And we're like, well, what do we look at the current looks? Who's the best look in the league right now? Who's the worst look in the league?
Yeah.
And it came down to a question of, well, we just rank them, or when someone says, well, what if you do a bracket? Like, ooh, bracket. We like bracket. Bracket's fun. And then we got into a full-on argument of, well, how do you pick who's the seeds in the bracket? How do you pick who plays who?
32 videos. That's who.
And so we are looking at the East and the West, and then we'll have an East bracket and a West bracket. Who is the best look in the league?
Yeah.
And so with this nice piece of hardware from Lowe's and note cards, the highest in technology, best and worst, and we will place this Buffalo Sabres card somewhere along this list, and well,
right here,
right behind the microphone.
Yes, that is my goal. This is where I've landed for today's show. Thank you for watching.
Okay, people complained about the audio, and now we have this.
So now we need to get a little feet for your.
Yes, that's the next. Not that I mean, even though it stands free form because it has a curve to it. Yes, let's mess it up more in the standard Ugly Thirds way.
I'm gonna put
He's getting
and I'm gonna drop this, and then I'm gonna leave here at some point. I want like an old.
You're
school...
leaving somewhere?
Yeah.
Why?
I want an old school hand cranked window thing to where this rises up as we like have to crank it up.
Excellent.
No.
Not now.
Put on each side.
Wow, this is exactly what people came for.
Yep, the best.
American Air Power. Are they the same size?
Trivia. And CB Phil. Phil. This is great. This is fantastic.
My God, and there's notes in this one. We have not a government.
About the Articles of Confederation. Oh yeah, this fixes it. This is
well, it's a little bit better.
Absolutely improvement.
The click-through rate on this one is going to be through the roof.
Amazing.
Where did they click through the most? Oh, this debacle.
So we are going to look at all the teams and their current looks as a whole.
Yep.
Where do they rank in their conference division? Conference.
Yeah, all of that.
Yes. Where do they rank? And we figured we'd start with something that we all can agree is absolutely terrible: the Buffalo Sabres.
Ooh, Charlie's gonna love this one, isn't
he?
Oh
yeah.
This is gonna be the episode where he officially unsubscribes.
So, Buffalo. Well, Phil, I gave you a list. Did you keep it? Go ahead. Tell us about the Buffalo Sabres.
Well, first of all, you're doing it by division, not conference.
You're right.
East and West. So I confuse the two words. I have a problem.
Is it division? So Buffalo, you have first. This is their look.
That's what you wrote on the card. This is the Buffalo Sabres, and this is their look.
I did not write him as a team, as a year.
So this is their current
literacy.
Sorry, Phil. I was laughing about something else I heard today.
I was laughing at you.
Anyway. This is their selection right now since 2022 to present. And similar look from 1983 to 96.
So I have that similar too because some of these started in Reebok and it's not exactly the same,
right.
Or they had a slight change, or
Ugh,
they
I hate
added a
that.
third, or so it's similar to, and this is the 80s through 95, 96 look,
Right before they went to
um,
Goathead, yeah.
with few exceptions. The white is almost identical. Color's different, obviously.
There's something different in here about the blues.
I know these stripes are new, but other than that,
It's not much.
and then the third jersey obviously is.
Yep.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I honestly, when we went from, it was the right time to explore something new. In the mid '90s, everybody was doing it. Everybody's cashing in on a new look. The goat heads were popular, and not just in Buffalo. They were very well received around the league. Then we took a few years off from being well received around the league aesthetically. We tried to right the ship after Buffa Slug, and did this logo, but in navy.
It was fine.
It was fine. It was a good. Oh, then Turburger came out in that time too. But then the grand return to Royal. It's it's something that we've talked about over and over again. Like, this is one of the teams that got it right from the beginning.
Yeah.
And it just took a long, windy road to get back to their best look.
So I think the blue is spectacular. I think that they have done a great job. I think the splash of white is good. It was purely blue and gold.
You're right.
In the original.
Correct.
Except for in the logo and then the numbers on the back, which you don't have these customized yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Dragged them out of the bin for this, but okay.
Yeah, we still got your clips going with your patches.
I know.
Going to be put
Please,
on them.
please, don't touch those.
I think the white helps balance the white in the logo and the numbers.
Sure.
So I think it's a welcome addition. I will say I absolutely despise that in the white they kept the error from the initial jerseys. Okay.
Oh, the sequence.
The sequencing. On the hemline, gold, blue, gold. On the sleeve, blue, gold, blue.
Did they do that, or is it just, did they do this to purposely irk you? Like,
Yeah,
sometime in the future, there's going to be a guy.
The city of Buffalo has it out for me based on the people I've lived with. I guess it was an error, or like the manufacturer, and it was just too late, like too close to the season to fix it, and so they didn't. And most people don't even notice it, which bothers me just as much.
This is why you don't sleep at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why
Understood.
I need to naps from time to time because I'm not sleeping at night over this. I have to wait to pass out.
Naps every 3 seconds.
That's what I'm told.
I know.
I'm like a giraffe. I hate that. Like, this was a chance to fix it, which they did in the Reebok era. The Navy era had it fixed, and I think it's a superior jersey because Navy notwithstanding, the piping is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I think the striping was the right call, even though it had the additional silver in there. Like,
Okay.
it's kind of like this, but with silver.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then
so this is nostalgia baiting. This is what this is.
people love it.
People love it, but again, nostalgia is a heck of a drug.
Yeah.
The people really like, oh, the 90s. The 90s were awful. I will stand by that.
It's a simpler time. I liked it.
It was yes, the simpler time when the war on drugs was the worst, and
I'm sorry,
all sorts of things with like
I was crushing
rights
bottles
and-
of Jolt Cola and Surge every day.
We thought Don't Ask, Don't Tell was a great step forward.
I've never been more 90s in my entire life and lived that life.
You explain Bosnia to anyone.
I'm
and
talking
tell
about
me how
Jolt
good the
Cola. Nobody wants to
90s
talk about
was.
Bosnia
The
from the 90s.
was
We
terrible.
were focusing on Jolt Cola.
Yugoslavia.
Ecto Cooler.
Thank you, Phil. The original recipe of Dunkaroos. That's what we need to focus on here.
We have your two very different
Screensaver.
perspectives on the 90s.
I have a card. And if we could place that card somewhere other than right here, I think we have a winner. Now, knowing what we know about the Eastern Conference, are we thinking middle left, middle right?
No, I think this is one of the better sets. I think this is going to be a set to beat. And I realize we have no other cards on this list, so like putting it literally anywhere, you're not wrong.
It's one.
You're right. It's number one. You're welcome. Sabres in first place for something.
So this is our first episode.
Wow.
So
Of
are
this series.
things are things going to shift down?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a great point. No,
So
they
I
aren't.
think-
This is where they're going to
leave
be.
it there, and then allow things to shift.
We'll let
around.
Shrems bask in that first place for now.
I'd almost say it's here, like untouchable. But I don't want to do that because we didn't really discuss that. I don't want to put words in people's mouth.
I think this is going to be a look to beat
Yeah.
because this is a perfect jersey. This is a near perfect jersey. This is nostalgia baiting, but everyone loves it.
Yeah.
And it is going to be. This is a set to beat. I think it is beatable. I think it's a set to beat.
Agreed.
So
And we'll see if everybody else agrees when we ask them to.
yeah. So
do
again, with
this.
this is the first step in a very long idea that I think will be very worthwhile. Stay tuned. Let us know your thoughts and critiques as we go because we do adjust though we film in batches. So let us know in the comments. He's Shrems. I'm John. Phil, take us out.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, ring the bell to get notifications when we post new videos, and come back for another episode of Ugly Thirds.
With the exception of making fun of Phil, that's the most amicable episode we've had in a long time. Like that was like nice, placid.
No, Lake Placid is how you pronounce that.
Oh, sorry.